Hey guys, what's going on? So, Dragon Rift just launched in the game, or relaunched in the game. And if you want my hilarious first thoughts, like my initial thoughts, I just did a live stream yesterday. You can go check it out. I have the Dragon Rift in the thumbnail, and so you can check that out. But here are my video defined thoughts, and this is weird. What I remember when they were giving us, as a content creator, they were giving us the videos for Dragon Rift, and the first thing that we noticed was that there's no shop. Now, I don't know if you've already noticed that, but there's no shop. And the reason why we noticed that was because what are the rewards of Dragon Rift? And they said, gold is the primary reward of Dragon Rift, right? Gold is the only reward of Dragon Rift. And if you were wondering, well, what about, when you defeat a dragon? Well, then you get 53,756 gold. And I'll get to that. But here's the other thing. There are also something that I noticed, and I was going to make a shorts, just a tip video for this, but I opted not to because I didn't know the rest of the information, but I thought that this was interesting, and I realized this when they dropped the new 27.1 patch, but I noticed Dragon Coin, and I was like, oh, that's exciting. I wonder what you can buy with Dragon Coins. And it says it can be received by for completing the Dragon Outpost. A Dragon Outpost is in Dragon Rift. It's just one of the sub-stages before. Exchange it in the clan store. And I was like, oh, that's exciting. They added something to the clan store. And then I realized it's just the gold coin. The gold coin that when you upgrade a unit, you don't have to spend the gold to upgrade the unit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Dragon Rift. It's basically the same thing. If I were to upgrade this, it replaces the amount of gold required for upgrading the unit. I could save 8,000. I mean, you could multiply that. You could what's one of the higher ones that I have? You could save 70,000. That's something. That's something. Here's the thing about Dragon Rift. And for everybody that's new to Dragon Rift, that somehow never played Dragon Rift before when it was in clans, when it was a clan-based activity, here's the thing about Dragon Rift. So what you have to do is, we're going to go top down. So this one, you have to do, you have a recommended crit of 500%. If you have 500% crit, you could probably beat this. This is, you need to run Dark Domain because that will be increased by 20%. But if you use literally any other faction, they will be decreased by 90%. So definitely use Dark Faction, or definitely use whatever the top thing is. And then the next one is Drought. This is a modifier. Common monsters and mini-bosses give practically no mana, but every few waves you'll see a whole caravan of special mana monsters, so just be aware that you will not get a lot of mana, so probably don't run a Zealot deck for a lot of reasons. For a whole lot of reasons. It's not dark, it's very bad, and you don't get a lot of mana. And then this third space is the Horn of Plenty. It is when I beat this... I can't even zoom in on this, but where that gold coin is, when I beat that, I was able to obtain a modifier. The modifiers go into your... No, I guess they stay there. I guess they just stay here. Oh, here we go. No, they should be somewhere. Are they in decks? Maybe they're not in decks. Maybe that's the only one that you... Oh, here we go. It's in spells. So you get artifacts. And when you beat different spots on the stage, not these regular squares, but these raised up gold squares, you can see another one right there, the hexagon in the little mist right here. When you beat one of those stages, you'll theoretically get another artifact. There's another one. And there's 3 more. Or there's 4 more. There's a lot more. There we go. There's a lot more. You can see them all. and you'll get different artifacts. So just always go for those stages. Like defeat all of the things that will lead you to that stage, and then go up and then defeat that one, and then go up and defeat that one, and then go up and defeat that one, and then go up and defeat that one, and then you'll get to the boss. So essentially, that's how the levels work. You just go top down and then just read everything. But as an extra added thing that they added to this one is this top general modifier. This is a mod that is going to apply to every stage. And then you have individual mods, which are like this miniatures thing. But always read the faction that you need. Because you're going to want to run a deck of a DPS card of that faction, and then just make sure you read all of the other rules, because that will affect your gameplay sometimes, or a lot of the time. Sometimes they don't matter. Sometimes you can like bypass even reading it, and the stage is so easy that it doesn't matter. And sometimes they will actively affect how you build a deck. For instance, deterioration. Every 32 seconds, the unit with the highest merge rank will be struck by lightning, reducing the merge rank by 1. Only units of rank 1 are safe from the attack. Riding Hood, I mean, not in this case because it's Kingdom of Light, but Riding Hood is one of the best units for that, because when it's going to hit the Riding Hood, you can move it and then be safe. You can also use Gunslinger if you want to, like, because if you had a high-level gunslinger, it'll always target your gunslinger, and then you could move like a scrapper, for instance, with your gunslinger whenever it's going to hit. But you can do that. There's like things that you can do if you know what the modifier is ahead of time. So here's the thing about Dragon Rift. Back when it was a clan-based thing, there was a store. And in that store, you got a lot of the things that are now in the clan store. So you had, Essence was the biggest one. Obtaining Essence from that was one of the biggest reasons to play Dragon Rift, because that was the only place that you got it. But now they've relegated that to Clan Store with clan coins. And so now playing Tournament is kind of pretty important, because that's the only place you can reliably get clan coins, or get Essence. And then the other thing that you got from the Dragon Rift was Flicker Shards. But now that they've introduced Expeditions, and you can get it for free over the course of, this amount of time, just over the course of time, and having epic heroes, you can farm Flicker for free. I have gotten more Flicker Shards than I've ever cared to get in Dragon Rift, because it wasn't my focus, and I didn't want to spend Dragon Rift coins to get that. I'd rather get Magic Dust. That was another thing that you could get in old school clan, Clan Rift, Dragon Rift. And now that, how many, like, I have a level 25 Flicker now. Here's my thing about Dragon Rift, and we came up with this on stream, and with all of those changes, and it's cool, it's quick, it's easy. A lot of people are complaining that the first level is 500%, and somebody with my 5,000 crit, this is incredibly easy, right? People are complaining about that. I'm not complaining about that. I don't need my level 1 Dragon Rift to be infinitely difficult, right? I don't need it to be like super difficult. But here's the thing. The thing about Dragon Rift now is that the only sole reward that you're getting is gold. You're getting, in this first stage, you're getting 2,500 gold per stage that you complete. You can only get 3, if you're in a clan, which is the base version of what this is. So if you don't want to buy premium, which I wouldn't recommend, you get 3 wings per day. Assuming that you got 4 wings per day, you have a rotation of, I want to say, I think it's 3 different tries. So I have a day and 8 hours right now. And in 8 hours, I will get another refresh. So I had my initial refresh, or my initial 3, my initial 3. In 8 hours, I'll get another 3. And I believe it'll take around a day to get the last 3. And so that's 9, assuming that you don't buy the premium pass. So you're getting 9 per Dragon Rift event. They said that this is going to happen twice a month. Somebody calculated that the amount of squares to go from 0 to the dragon is like 26 squares, 27, 28 squares. It's essentially going to take you 3 events because you're getting 9 per event. And then it would be 27 times 9 per event because it's 3, and then refresh is 3, and then refresh is 3, right? At which point it'll take you, that's 9 total. And if it takes about 26, 27 squares to get to the dragon, it'll take you 3 events. 9 times 3 is 27. It'll take you 3 events over the course of a month and a half to get to the first dragon. And this all carries over. So all of your progress will obviously carry over to the next event. And it'll take you 3 events just to get to this 53,756 gold. Which is crazy. That you're only getting 9 times 2,500, whatever that is, per event. Because essentially you will beat all of this. You will fight and kill, 9 battles, right? 9 times 2,500. That is what you're getting per Dragon Rift event as bonus currency. Co-op also still exists in this game, and you're still getting 5 co-ops a day, and then you have the potential to get gold maps. Being in a clan and beating level 13 co-op, if I play with my clan, I can get a potential 16,000 gold with a gold map. But even 5 regular maps with a clan member, I'm doing 8340 times 5 per day. And even if I play with a random and I don't want to wait for my clan, 6645 times 5 per day. This is obviously assuming that you can get to floor 13. Maybe Dragon Rift is for new people that just started this game, and that's a potential possibility. But then the thing that I brought up in my live stream was that the thing that I loved about playing Dragon Rift back when it was a clan-based thing is that I loved being able to utilize different decks. So I was normally a Forest Faction main. I always played Blade Dancer, and then I always played Spirit Master, and now I always play Treant, right? But this is a Dark Faction thing, so then I'd have to go into my roster and create a Dark Faction deck. And I don't really invest in a lot of Dark Faction cards. I don't have like a Max Cultist or anything. So I'd probably run Crystalmancer. But this gave me and encouraged me to not only be okay with building out all of my cards, but it also encouraged me to try different things that I would probably never try. I remember when I was playing Inquisitor in here. I took Inquisitors in here. Back when people never liked running the Techno Squares, I would always play them, and I started to really like Tesla. I know that Riding Hood is also, I probably should have invested into Riding Hood, but I invested into Tesla. Actually, Tesla is actually much easier to use than Riding Hood, so maybe that was the smart investment. But this is how I learned to like Tesla. Now, you could say that you could just test out decks in co-op, and that's probably true. But for people that are just starting this game, and now you're giving them like, oh, you can only use Dark Faction. Oh, you can only use Light Faction. Oh, you can only use Forest Faction. For people that are just starting this game, I know that this is a 500% crit, what's it called, like base level. But for people that are just starting this game, I don't know if they have a roster that is that deep. I don't know if they've built up different kinds of cards. That's not even the goal that you should even have as a player. You should just build one deck and then have it carry you through all of the game except this mode. Because then when you get to this mode, you should then want to be okay with building out other decks. Like, I've already built out a Treant deck. Like, my Treant deck is like a maxed out Treant deck. So now I can focus on other things. I can focus on like a Monk deck. I can focus on a Tesla deck for Technogenic. I can focus on, like an Inquisitor deck for Light Faction, right? It encourages you to build out the rest of your roster and then be like, oh, okay, cool. I can use it in Dragon Rift. But why? Why would you do this? As a beginner player, this is too difficult, theoretically, because you have to build out different decks. So a person that needs gold, this is too difficult. And then for a person that already has way too much gold, I also don't have any reason to play this. So now that my roster is completely built up and I can beat everything, I have no reason to play this. It's the weirdest time waster. It's like, oh, I have minutes of time to do something in this game. I guess I could play this, but there's no reason for me to. There was a lot of talk that wouldn't that be cool if Dragon Rift had a shop? And see, this is why I go back to shop. And this is why I started my argument with we wanted to know what was going to be in the shop. Because if gold was going to be your primary reason for even playing Dragon Rift, wouldn't that be cool if a Flicker Shard, you could buy one Flicker Shard for 150,000. You could buy Essence for 50,000 gold, right? 100 Essence for 50,000 gold. These are ridiculous prices, but hell yeah, I would pay that. Of course I would. People with infinite gold would pay that in a heartbeat, and it would give us a reason to theoretically play this event. If, like, you could cap all of that, you could cap, like, the amount of Essence that you would buy, but this would also give us a reason to spend gold. Like, a needless reason to spend gold. It wouldn't break the game. You could cap out Flicker Shards with, like, you can buy 2 Flicker Shards for 150,000. I don't know. You can go crazy with it. But the fact that there is no shop and the only thing that you're getting from this event is gold is crazy. I don't think that new players will benefit from this because you have to have a built-up roster. And then when you build up your roster, I don't think you benefit from this either because you already have too much gold. I was like, who is this for? and that's why that's the title of the video. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I will catch you guys next video.